talk about generating multiple revenue streams in your business, what we are actually saying is, how do we make sure that you do not leave money on the table? Competition is out. Collaboration is in. How can I generate more money for my business? And how can I develop multiple streams of income for my business? Morning, Kagiso. Are you ready to monetize? Great. I'm really excited for today. Today is your day, Kagiso. You know, multiple streams of income, for me, when I used to think about it, I honestly thought it was a conversation for the rich. What do you mean multiple streams when my one stream already is stressing me out? I must now come and create more streams of income. Are you kidding me? I honestly felt that this is a conversation for the rich, for the privileged, for those who have it all figured out, those who might have been born with an inheritance. But today, my message to you is that wherever you are right now in your business, here in Kagiso, we can generate multiple streams of income. You do not have to wait to have a big business. You do not have to wait for your business to be bringing in a certain amount of money. I want us to have a practical conversation. If I am selling clothes from the boot of my car, how do I generate multiple streams of income? If I am selling amagwinya, how do I generate multiple streams of income? If I am a baker, how do I generate multiple streams of income? One of the biggest misconceptions that people have is that because we say that the average millionaire has 7 streams of income, it means we must have 7 businesses that are doing 7 different things. I mean, I don't know about you, but I can't afford to be having 7 businesses doing 7 different things that need my attention in 7 different ways, and then there's money needed for 7 different things. I don't know about you. So what we are going to talk about today is a little bit different. How do we take the business that we already have right now, the one that you are busy with now, and find 7 different ways to make money from that business? You see, one of the biggest mistakes we make as entrepreneurs is we set these massive goals for ourselves that are sometimes not practically attainable for where we are in the moment. So let's look at how we can work with what we have right now to help us go on the journey that we want to be on. Are we together? Are you still with me? Hi, Anyanizwa, guys. Okay, good. So this conversation of multiple streams of income is very, very important. There's 2 types of income that we can look at. The first one is active income. And most of us are busy with active income. Active income basically means that in order for you to receive money and to get paid, you need to be there. You need to be in your business. You need to be there selling to your customer. You need to be there communicating with your suppliers. You need to be there doing deliveries. You need to be the person who's there actively doing marketing, etc. If you disappear from your business, everything comes crashing down. That is an active income. Now, there's nothing wrong with an active income. All of us start with an active income. All right? So there's nothing wrong with it. But when we are looking at creating multiple streams of income, we also want to explore, how do I generate a passive income? Can anybody tell me what a passive income is? Anybody have an idea of what a passive income is? Can you raise your hand for me? If an active income requires you to be in the business, what is a passive income? Nithulile. You don't even know what prize I'm going to give to the most active person today, Nithulile.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'm Fernando, by the way. Usually when you hear the phrase passive income, they say make money while you sleep. So that's how I associate passive income, so you don't have to be present for the money to come in.
Great stuff, thank you. So a passive income is money that you are able to make without you being physically there. Without you being physically there. Now, I'm not talking about some kind of a weird get-rich-quick scheme. Please hear me well. The work still needs to be done. The work still needs to be done. The systems still need to be put into place. But once that foundation is there, it means that that system works for you, and through it working for you, you are able to make money. So today we're going to explore how, through your already existing current business, we can be able to generate both an active and a passive income. Am I right? Okay, great. So, first and foremost, I'm going to use a case study and an example of a client that we have worked with. And the reason I'm going to do that is because it makes it a lot more relatable. Now, I want you to now begin to think to yourself, how do I apply this to my business? How do I apply this to what I am doing on a day-to-day basis? And as I'm going through this, if something isn't clear to you, if you're thinking to yourself, I hear what Hetty's saying, but how does this apply to my business? Raise your hands and let's unpack. Because remember, this is your time. Okay. So the case study I'm going to use is of a client of ours who is an accountant. And they came to us and said, Hetty, I'm an accountant. I love what I'm doing. I do the books for small businesses. But I have a very big problem. Number one, my problem is because I am working with small businesses, sometimes cash flow is a problem. They'll be with me for 2-3 months, but sometimes by the 4th or the 5th month, they can no longer afford my services. Because as we all know, business is up and down. And then sometimes people come to me, I explain my services to them, they need my services, but they simply cannot afford my services. Now, there are many types of accountants that are out there. There are those accountants that do books for big companies and organizations, which is all well and good, but I really want to focus on small businesses. How can I generate more money for my business, and how can I develop multiple streams of income for my business? All right, so are we together? We've heard it's an accountant, and we understand the problem that they have, right? Great. So the solution now that we began to start to think about is the following. How do we take this individual's knowledge of accounting that they already have right now, and still this same target market of small businesses who sometimes have money, sometimes don't have money, and help them to diversify, help them to grow their business, and help them to make more money? So one of the first things that I said to this particular individual is to say, number one, we need to find multiple ways for you to monetize your knowledge. Multiple ways for you to monetize your knowledge. Let me tell you a secret. Some of you have knowledge and information that people are willing to pay for, but you're keeping it to yourself. You have knowledge and information that people are literally willing to pay for, but you are keeping it to yourself. And the reason you're keeping it to yourself because you are the one who has the information, you're thinking to yourself, but why would anybody pay for this? Why would anybody give me money for me to share this information? And so often at times you are giving it away for free. Think to yourself right now of the types of questions people ask you when they're looking for advice. Some of you have been married for many years. People keep coming to you for marital advice. Some of you have been running your business for many years and people come to you for business advice. Some of you look absolutely gorgeous. Your face beat always looks amazing and people are asking you, wow, how do you get your makeup so right every single time? You are sitting on knowledge that you are not monetizing. Sometimes the answers to our questions are not that far away, but we don't realize it because it's right at our doorstep. And so what we then said to this accountant is, instead of only working on a one-on-one basis, where you are doing and balancing people's books, doing their financial returns, submitting their details to SARS, etc., let us find the different ways that with this one piece of knowledge of accounting for small businesses, you can generate multiple revenue streams. Because you say that a lot of your clients are unable to keep up with your monthly fee, what if you began to teach them how to do this themselves? It's like, oh no, I can't do that. If I teach them, then I've lost them as a client. They're never going to come back. But you're already losing them. You're already losing them. Are you not the person who said after 3-4 months they can no longer afford you? You're already losing them. So why not rather equip and empower them so that they can be able to do it themselves? So what we ended up doing is masterclass, online series of masterclasses. How to register your business at CIPC, how to file your tax returns, how to register on e-filing. And every single time a masterclass was hosted, people joined the masterclass. Every single time. What was the cost? Number one, the cost is the knowledge. Number two, the cost is the cost of Zoom, maybe 200 Rand a month. But in that time, they were able to teach their knowledge to these small businesses and be able to make a revenue. Because when you teach more people, you can charge less because you're working now on what? Economies of scale. Am I making sense? Can you see how this one piece of knowledge, we have already turned it into a revenue stream? So now, through planning the year and saying, you know what, I'm going to do 10 or 12 online masterclasses, one a month. That is already 12 pockets of income in the year that is coming in that did not exist before. Did they learn anything new in order to generate this new revenue stream? No. Did they need to now invest in new equipment and new knowledge and new insights? No. Did they need to start a new business? No. When we talk about generating multiple revenue streams in your business, what we are actually saying is, how do we make sure that you do not leave money on the table? How do we make sure you do not leave money on the table? It's there, but you're not tapping into it. From the online masterclasses, we're then able to move to physical workshops. Now, the physical workshops that they were doing were not as frequent, about once a quarter. It cost a little bit more, but that was now for the group of people who no longer needed basic information, they needed more intermediate information. And so for those who needed that intermediate information, they were able to come to the workshop and get that knowledge and insight. And then for the advanced clients, we were able to help them structure a package. So instead of them paying as and when they needed a service, they would pay for a 6-month or a 12-month bundle. That made it easier for people to be able to pay for the service and to also be able to access the service. Can you see that it is the same service being packaged differently so that people can be able to pay more easily, you can reach more people and therefore make more money? Am I making sense? I want you to now start thinking to yourself, in your own business, are you only leveraging one revenue stream when you should be looking at 2 or 3 or 4 revenue streams with the knowledge that you have? With the knowledge that you have. I remember when we did, I think it was the Soshanguve workshop, one of the ladies that won the pitch competition was a baker. And one of the things that she was speaking to us about is the fact that over and above baking, what she realized is that there are people coming into the baking industry literally every single day. And instead of viewing those people as competition, what if she actually began to view them as her next client? And that's how her next revenue stream came, by teaching baking. So I want us to also start to think to ourselves, our viewpoint of competition. Is this person really your competition, or could they be your next client? Could they be your next collaborator? I always say competition is out, collaboration is in. If you are still working with the mindset of competition, you're not going to go far. Because we cannot do all things all the time. There are other people with skills, knowledge, and resources that if we bring it together, we are able to accomplish so much more. So let's begin to challenge our thinking and our mindset a little bit. Now, one of the interesting things that you are going to discover when you have the courage to put yourself out there, put your information out there, put your knowledge out there, is that people are going to start paying attention. And when they start paying attention, they might call you to come and speak about your business. I always say that entrepreneurs should be public speakers. Yes, even you, sitting there and telling yourself you are shy. Sitting there telling yourself, who's going to listen to me? You should be a public speaker. Because nothing beats speaking about your business. Nothing beats speaking about your knowledge. I was on the stand at the back over there. It's the one with the green banner called Siyoyisile Indlala. And one of the things we were talking about is how they are able to help businesses and individuals in their private capacity to grow their own food, grow their own herbs. You don't have to have your own farm. You can literally do it in your own backyard. And if you don't have space, they've got trays for you to actually be able to grow your own food. That is fantastic information. That needs to be spoken about on radio stations. It needs to be spoken about on stages. We often do not see ourselves as speakers because we feel like, but the information I have is just what I know. But there are people who want to hear from you. And one of the greatest assets that we have as entrepreneurs is our story. Because nobody else has your story. Nobody can steal it from you. Nobody can copy you. So as this accountant began to grow and leverage the online space through masterclasses, through physical workshops, demand began to grow for them to now speak at business conferences, at summits, at entrepreneurship workshops. Come and talk to our entrepreneurs about how they can leverage accounting practices within their businesses. Then all of a sudden, one day they were offered to speak and be paid. Ding, ding, ding. Another revenue stream. Same knowledge, same business, same resources, another revenue stream. The importance of developing multiple revenue streams in our businesses must never be underestimated. If there's one thing that life is going to do, is that it's going to life, right? We never know what the future holds. You don't know when whatever it is you're doing, for some reason people are not necessarily interested in the product or service anymore. You don't know if, God forbid, something happens and now all of a sudden you are sick and you're no longer able to be as active in your business anymore. You don't know if one day something happens, someone passes away and you're grief-stricken and you can no longer be as active in your business. These things happen. These are the realities on the ground that we are facing every single day. So by having multiple streams of income, what it does is it gives us a little bit of a cushion. That if one area is not working, the other areas are able to help you. And through generating multiple streams of income, you are also able to listen to your customer, listen to your audience, and develop products for them that are going to help them. So one of the products that we spoke about with this accountant is to say, now that you've done all of this teaching, what if we put that knowledge into a book? I know it takes work, and it's going to take months and months of writing and researching and everything. But once that book is written, that's it. We heard earlier on that earning a passive income means you do not have to be physically active. It means you make money in your sleep. You know, when I used to hear about people making money in their sleep, I was like, surely it's a scam. Surely this cannot be. But there are people who do the work up front and then allow that work to pay them over and over and over again. So what if you wrote a book about your knowledge? What if Zano Clothing wrote a book about how to build a clothing business in South Africa? Do you think that somebody who's looking to start a business in clothing would be interested in buying that book? Of course they would. And so this was then our charge to them. Write the book, put it on an online platform so that people can buy it at any given time, have access to it at any given time. So when we talk about making money in your sleep, it's waking up and seeing an alert on your phone that one person has bought your book, 2 people have bought your book, etc. And by having an asset like that, you can go around all over the country talking about the book. So I want you to now begin to start thinking where you are right now. Are you leveraging everything that you can to make the most money in your business? Or is it possible that you might be leaving money on the table? Is it possible that you could generate more income streams with what you are already doing? Not starting a new business, not learning a new skill, not going back to school. With the business that you already have, is it possible that you could generate more income streams? Now, don't forget, don't be afraid to ask questions. This is your time. So if you've got a question that's lingering in your spirit, please feel free to raise your hand and let's have the conversation. All right, the roaming mic, I see there's a question over there. Whilst the mic is coming around, if you are enjoying this session, if you're having fun, if you're learning something new, please don't forget to tag and monetize your business and also FNB SA as well. All right, go for it. Please do introduce yourself as well.
Okay. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. My name is Katla Hodino. I'm from Tswala Merchandising Events. One of the things that you said that hit hard is how to make money out of knowledge. I've experienced, I think that's why I started my business, especially with the events that I host. It's that people call you for advice, right? And when I say advice, like you say, like clothing, places to go to, things to do for their loved ones, and then it ended up being like a plug. Everyone will call, hi, Julie, I want you to run from level for this person, and I know you know this person. Can you please hook me up with that person, And you do that out of love because you love doing it. But then with social media, when you go through social media, you're like, no, man, I always do this, but I don't get paid for it, So not to get too much into it, I just wanted to know, how can one work around that and not use feelings, because sometimes we use feelings, and not just feelings, but use the brain of making money or growing your business or growing your brand as well. So I just wanted to know, how can one work around that without using feelings? Yes,
Absolutely. Please keep the mic on you. So first and foremost, my first question to you is, have you created a way to formalize people booking a consultation with you?
Yes, I have.
Okay, how have you done that?
Okay, so what I did is like maybe on my WhatsApp, right? I will just, the first time that I did like invite on Canva, Canva is our song.
Yes.
So I just did a Canva thing and I just said for consultation or the plan, contact me, this is my rate, and I did that. And I think I got one person that like actually paid but maybe I did not take it serious, like I'm saying, these feelings. I didn't really take it to that extent or to see it working, But I did that and it worked for some time and I did not really keep tab of it, But I was advertising it and my friends will tell their friends and people will call, but they will not get to that point. Now this is a business.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Great stuff. So first of all, well done on creating that kind of funnel or flow for people to be able to book that, because that's an important thing. It shows people that you are taking your knowledge and what you are offering seriously. The second thing that I want you to start to now think about is, how do I really run this like it's a business, right? Now, there are different ways in which you can go about doing that. Number one, you do have to be consistent in the advertising, and you do need to be consistent in your messaging. So I want you to now start to place yourself in the shoes of the person that would be needing your service. Messaging such as, do you want to learn the secrets of how to run a successful event? Do you want to learn the secrets of how to get your tickets sold out? Do you want to learn the secrets of where to source decor and items for your upcoming event? And then you also want to look at things like the calendar year and start leveraging the different important milestones in the year. For example, Women's Month, we know August, everybody's hosting an event. You want to do a build up towards that. You want to do a build up towards wedding season, etc. The next thing you also want to do is WhatsApp is good because you've got the, you know, the great element of being able to forward to different people. But I also need you to build your personal brand around what it is that you do. Often at times, especially when it comes to small businesses, people don't just buy into businesses and offerings, they buy into the person. There are some people whose businesses that we use because we know them, we like them, we trust them. So working on building your personal brand to the point where people are, there is that knowledge that no man, if they talk to you, everything is going to be sorted out. Then I want you to also now start thinking about the customer journey, right? The customer journey. Let's say, for example, I've used your services before. I think you're fantastic and you're great. And then I recommend you, I recommend your services to someone. That person reaches out to you and say, hey, I heard about you from Hetty. Apparently you do XYZ. Can you please assist me? What is the next step that you take? Because what you're then supposed to do is say, thank you so much for reaching out. I really love what I do. This is how I'm able to assist. I would highly recommend that you book a consultation so that I can be able to understand your needs and then recommend a way forward.
Okay, what makes me so is that everything that you've said, I've considered it.
Yes.
That's why I'm saying I think that's why I started my events business. So with my events, I call them special events because I host 5 events a year. And our events are all about tell your story because it can be someone's healing process. Okay. So every year, the first one is in March, which is International Women's Day.
Yeah.
The second one is in July, which is Mother and Daughter. So from the first event till the last one, as the self-love journey continues. Okay. So like you said that maybe I tell people this, that I do this because of that. That's why I started the events one and I take them to lodges, because most people sometimes they don't go out like, fatura, but I made it easier for them. So with everything that you said, like I'm saying, I took that to consideration, hence the events, But what I'm struggling with, like you say, it's still those people that will still call you and say, I saw you made an event, I wanted to whoever there. You understand? And then you think, okay, if I give you this plug or whatever, what am I getting out of it? Like you say. So that's what now I'm struggling a bit with that. How do I then also add that consultation that you're talking about with my business, with my events? So one of the things that you just mentioned now is consistency. I'm very big with consistency.
Yeah.
So I want to know if it's possible with everything that you have said, then I add it maybe to the event and say, know the secret of how to do an event in a certain place.
Definitely.
That people think it's wow.
Definitely. I would definitely do that because remember, when you are doing the event, you've already got a captive audience. They are already there with you. They are already looking and seeing the quality of your events and thinking, how can I do the same? There's a bit of brand schizophrenia that's going on because, first of all, you're hosting an event, let's say on self-love, for example. So a person is thinking maybe you are a self-love expert as opposed to helping them do their own events. So the messaging can be quite confused, but you can be able to communicate. You can leave flyers, you can leave vouchers, to be able to say, here, this is what I also offer. You can also create a resource. Why not create a directory that you sell? To say, oh, if you're looking for venues, locations, suppliers, different plugs, etc., for your events, this is a 20-page PDF which has got all of the different things that you need as a plug. This is the cost. Then they know that that's what they have to pay to be able to access that. Okay, so I would definitely look into something like that. All right, fantastic. Pardon? Is there one more question? Oh, okay, great. Let's take one more question.
I think for me it's not even a question, but a follow-up from what she has been talking about. I have a kind of like one of those things of doing things for free for people. And I realized at the later stage that I should have charged these people. But I have, sometimes it's difficult for me to distinguish feelings to business.
Yes.
And that is my dilemma. The other thing is, I also have a problem in terms of following up people to pay me once the business has been established. So I need some kind of like assistance in terms of those two things. And I think the rest is similar to yours.
What type of business are you in?
I am into two businesses. One is for my skills as a mediator and facilitator. So that is where the problem lies, because I wanted to turn that as an individual to start doing that in my local area. Now I constantly get bombarded with people asking me what to do or how to do this one. I also resolve a lot of marital problems, conflicts with children. I have even calls from national, from people that I have trained in the past, still asking me, by the way, how do we resolve this one?
Yeah.
So I end up resolving, and then I realize, oh, I should have billed them. But it's too late sometimes.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
the other one is that I'm currently involved in is to manage the facility here. But now the problem is trying to change the viewpoint of the community members in understanding that as much as the community hall is there to help people, but the community are the one that needs to be actively involved in generating the income for this place to be run productively.
Yes.
So I have a problem with that mentality because people always come to demand money,
Okay,
but they
great.
don't.
Yeah.
Yes.
Got you. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. I think one of the things that is important for us to distinguish is what do we give for free and what do we charge for? So let's just unpack that very quickly. You always give the what for free. The what for free. So for example, let's say, I'm just thinking of the examples from the questions in terms of the businesses that you are in. The what is, how do I host a successful event? The what is being able to highlight to people, this is what I am able to offer you. And the reason why you need my services, that is the what. The how is what you charge for. How do you answer the question that comes through the what is what you charge for. How do you look for suppliers? How do you get better communication to be able to have, better marital relations or whatever the case may be? The what is free. the how is always paid for. So when you communicate with people, give them as many whats as you want. But the moment you step into the territory of how, that is now your property, and that is what you begin to pay, you charge for. And we have to have the bravery to teach people to pay us. Currently, you are teaching people that your knowledge is free. Currently, you're teaching people that what you are doing is a passion project, it's a hobby. And therefore, if you treat your business like a hobby, you will get hobby results. All right. So please be able to distinguish between what you give for free and what you give paid. I wish we could go deeper in, but I have been counted down. Don't worry, we will have another opportunity to liaise again a little bit later on in the program. But then this now brings us to the end of this masterclass. All right. Thank you so much.